Ryan Reynolds didn't just succeed in streaming, he conquered it. His massive Netflix paydays rewrote Hollywood economics, flooding him with cash for movies most audiences have already binged. On the surface, it looks like the smartest career move imaginable. A flawless run. A modern movie star who cracked the system. But that flood of streaming money came with a cost no one talks about. Because the very deals that crowned him king quietly stripped him of something far more valuable. And now Reynolds is making a brutal, all-or-nothing march back to theaters to reclaim what he traded away, his real power in Hollywood. This story isn't about enjoying streaming riches. It's about survival. A high-stakes battle to recover lost status, framed as a desperate mission that promises conflict, exposure, and consequences. So how did one of the most recognizable stars on the planet sign deals that ultimately weakened his position? To understand the trap, you first have to understand the prize that pulled him in. The million-dollar illusion. The streaming pivot looked brilliant. In the late 2000s, Ryan Reynolds had charm, but an uneven box office resumed. Green Lantern collapsed. RPD disappeared. Then Deadpool detonated in 2016, transforming him into a certified theatrical draw. He stood on the edge of a traditional leading man era. Instead of riding that momentum, he made a sharp, deliberate pivot. He didn't experiment with streaming, he committed his prime years to it. The turning point was Six Underground, Michael Bay's chaotic Netflix spectacle released in 2019. Critics shrugged, but it didn't matter. The movie exploded in viewership, devoured by tens of millions of subscribers worldwide. For Netflix, it proved they could weaponize A-list stars. For Reynolds, it revealed a new reality. The metric had changed. No ticket sales. No opening weekend pressure. Just clicks, views, and algorithmic scale. The brutal transparency of the box office vanished, replaced by silence. And the deal was irresistible. Enormous guaranteed checks, reportedly $20 to $30 million per film, paid up front, regardless of quality or reception. No waiting. No back and math. Just instant money and global reach. That led to the crown jewel, his multi-year Netflix mega deal signed in 2021, rumored by Forbes to be worth $50 million or more. This wasn't project-based. It was total commitment. Red Notice, the Atom Project, not just releases, but the foundation of a Ryan Reynolds ecosystem living entirely inside Netflix. Netflix positioned him as their flagship star. He sold Netflix as his creative sanctuary. Complete freedom. Massive audience access. Financial security theatrical films could only promise after extraordinary success. It looked like an escape from Hollywood's old rules. In reality, it was a luxury cage. The slow erosion of power. The trap didn't snap shut instantly. It leaked quietly. For generations, movie star power was measured publicly and brutally. Box office numbers. A weekly scoreboard. Your name above the title meant audiences showed up and paid. Cruise. Smith. Roberts. Their influence was counted in tickets. After Deadpool, Reynolds belonged in that category. Then he stopped proving it. Streaming removed him from the public ledger. Netflix films don't open. They don't bomb. Viewership data is selective, vague, and controlled. When audiences don't have to buy a ticket, a star's true drawing power is never tested. Watching Red Notice while scrolling is not the same as choosing to spend money to see Ryan Reynolds. And Hollywood notices the difference. To studio executives still financing $200 million theatrical bets, star value depends on one thing: the ability to pull audiences into theaters. If that hasn't been demonstrated recently, the star becomes a risk. A question mark. Streamers pay for brand presence. Traditional Hollywood pays for predictive power, and that power expires if it isn't renewed. Without box office proof, a dangerous thought takes root. Is the star still a star, or just expensive, well-branded content? The golden handcuffs. At first, the freedom felt intoxicating. Guaranteed money. No public failure. Creative input. But these deals weren't just contracts, they were systems. And Reynolds became a permanent resident. The paycheck itself was the lock. High-value overall deals demand volume and exclusivity. Maximum effort feeds Netflix. His starring roles flow back to Netflix. This isn't a casual partnership, it's gravity. Yes, he could theoretically make a theatrical movie elsewhere, but his primary financial engine has no incentive to let him strengthen a rival platform. The restrictions aren't only financial, they're strategic. His energy, brand momentum, and availability funnel back into streaming, away from the theatrical arena that defines long-term power. Creative control also proves deceptive. Having final cut on a film doesn't equal cultural impact. Netflix thrives on constant turnover. Even $200 million films are briefly promoted, then buried beneath the next release. In that environment, movies aren't events. Their data spikes. Reynolds isn't competing with other major theatrical releases. He's competing with everything on Netflix. His identity dissolves into the platform's endless library. He becomes output, not a driver. Star power gets converted into internal metrics, retention, engagement, churn prevention. Valuable inside the platform, almost meaningless outside it. The handcuffs shine like a crown. But there's still restraints. The Deadpool gambit. Escaping the trap requires a public trial by fire. For Reynolds, the exit door is labeled Deadpool and Wolverine. This isn't just another sequel. It's a calculated, high-risk attempt to buy back credibility on the only scoreboard that matters, the box office. He isn't returning with a modest drama. He's coming back with the strongest weapon he has, a proven, R-rated billion-dollar franchise. But the risk cuts both ways. By embedding Deadpool into the MCU under Disney, Reynolds trades autonomy for validation. Netflix freedom gives way to corporate oversight. Committees replace control. The bet is clear: surrender independence for a shot at reasserting box office dominance. And unlike streaming, failure here is public. If Deadpool and Wolverine underperforms, possible in a fatigued superhero market, the damage would be severe. It would confirm the fear that his appeal only functions inside the protected ecosystem of streaming. This isn't a role. It's a referendum. He must prove audiences will still pay to see him, not because it's convenient, but because it's compelling. For a star feeling the velvet confinement of streaming, this is the only gamble that matters. Hollywood's new power order. Reynolds' journey exposes a brutal industry truth. Traditional movie stardom is no longer supreme. Power has fractured. Studios now bet on IP, not faces. Superheroes, toys, video games. The brand is the star. Actors are accessories. That's why Reynolds' comeback required Deadpool. Without IP leverage, the door stays closed. At the same time, directors have become the new magnets. Nolan, Villeneuve, Gerwig, Peele. Audiences follow vision, not charisma. The future belongs to hybrids. Stars who use streaming for money and experimentation, but return to theaters to prove dominance. Builders of franchises. Partners to auteurs. Entrepreneurs who can still open a movie. The era of the pure movie star is over. What remains is a high-risk balancing act between safety and power. And the war is far from over.